You know what? I'm over this light for today. I don't know what's going on with it, but it's like so crooked, and it's like, really, guys, I'm over it. Okay? I'm over it. I'm tired of trying to fix it. It's just gonna stay like that, and it is what it is. Let me just maybe move it back a little bit more. I don't know, but let me fix it. Okay, you know what? I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello. Good evening. You already know it's Monday night, 8 o'clock. That means it is time for the what? For the show, people. For the show. I am Nina Rock. I go with the name of Nina Rock, La Latina Loquita. You already know I am in the house every Monday night with you guys for the last 6 years. 6 seasons strong, guys. Okay, 6 seasons. Unbelievable. Guys, make sure, don't forget that you can follow us on TikTok. No, not TikTok. What am I saying? You can follow us on Instagram and YouTube. And don't forget that you can listen to this show and every other one of our episodes on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Media OQ, and of course all the other media outlets out there as well. So if you guys are ready for an amazing show, you already know what you're gonna do. Start giving me some thumbs up. And for those of you watching on YouTube, also give me some thumbs up, subscribe, don't forget, follow, okay? If you're here on the Facebook Live with us tonight, you can give me a 1 in the chat. And don't forget, send me some stars. Envíame unas estrellitas. Don't be stingy. Send me some stars. I want to see some stars. I want to see some hearts, some corazoncitos. That's what I want to see in the chat right now on the Facebook Live. So if you guys are ready, let's get into it. But first, I got to share. So let me go ahead and do that. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and share it, guys, okay? Let's see. I'm going to share. And I want you guys to do the same, okay? So if you're just now tuning in, thank you for joining us. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from so I can go ahead and shout you out. I'm just going to share to try to bring some more people in the live. But of course, my phone always decides to do this because it is amazing, right? Technology, sometimes, you know, it works when it wants to and it works when it doesn't. And we just literally gotta go with the flow. It's the one time that I can say, let's just go with the flow. Because honestly, I hate that freaking saying. I can't stand it. It's like a pet peeve of mine for someone to say, let's just go with the flow. Like, no, let's not go with the flow. Okay, let's just set some standards and set some rules. But this phone decides to do what it wants to do, okay? And in this case, I have to say, well, let's just go with the flow. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to try to bring my co-host in. She happens to be making an appearance today. So let me go ahead and see if I can bring her on. And let's see. Okay. All right. I'm trying to set it. But in the meantime, guys, how's everybody's week? Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. Hey, Alma, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. Now, I can't really see anything here, so bear with me if you guys are commenting in the chat and I can't really get to it because legit, I can't see anything without my glasses. But if I put the glasses on, we get a glare, and I don't like the glare. So with that being said, we are just going to keep going through the show. So, guys, ladies, and gentlemen, let's see. I'm trying to share it. Let me go ahead and share it. Again, guys, let me know where you guys are tuning in from so I can go ahead and shout you out. So first and foremost, let me tell you what we're going to talk about today. Today, we're going to talk about Cardi B, and we're going to talk about Charlie Kirk, okay? The 2 C's, the B and the K, okay? Charlie Kirk and Cardi B, okay? That's what we're going to talk about today, okay? Lots of things going on in the media with both of these personalities, both of these characters, both of these celebrities, okay? lots of things going on. So, but first, like how we do every single week, we give you a recap of what we did. Maybe Angie can go ahead and put it in the chat. What she did this week. Of course, all I did was literally work, 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 work. I literally have zero life, zero, zero, because I did absolutely nothing this weekend. Absolutely nothing. I'm trying to think. Did I do anything? I don't think I did anything. No, I think I just worked. That's like legit. That's it. It's a sad life for me. Instead of a hard knock life, it's a sad life for me. Okay, like literally, it's a sad, sad life for me. But it is what it is. I don't mind. Bills got to get paid, so it is what it is. Now, one of the things that I did do this weekend, guys, and I'm super excited, and I will share it on the show page, is I finished my ebooks. Yes, I've been talking about, listen, these ebooks have been in my computer, like on my Mac, for a while, for like literally probably the longest time. One was not even finished, and I still have like 5 other ones that are 100% finished, but I just have never done anything with them. But I decided that I was going to finish them because you know what? Why the hell not? They're very good information. One's a good book to read, quick little book to read. So make sure you guys go ahead and check it out. I will post the link on the show page so you guys can go ahead and check it out. And for those of you on YouTube, I'll go ahead and put it on there as well. Now, for those of you who do watch us on Spotify and iHeart and Media OQ, I want to remind you that you guys can reach out to us via email at itstheshowpodcast@gmail.com. Okay, itstheshowpodcast@gmail.com. That is how you can get in touch with us here on the show. And I promise you, I will get to the messages. Can't say when, but I will get to the messages. Okay, so with that being said, that is pretty much what I did this weekend. I'm trying to think if I did go to a party on Saturday night. Great time. I sang karaoke. I don't know if you guys saw that. Now, guys, I got to tell you, I never said that I could sing. Okay, I don't claim to be a singer. I don't have a great voice. I know this. I don't pretend to be. But I sing one song, one karaoke song, and that's it. Everywhere, if it's karaoke and they throw me a mic and say, Nina, it's one song that I sing. It's the same song that I sing, and that is it. Okay? Don't ask me for a second song. Don't ask me to do a duet because it's just not going to happen. It's one song and one song only. That is it. If you can guess what the song is, maybe I'll give you a show shirt. I'm just saying. You got to the end of the show to let me know what song, and Angie, you can't comment because you probably know what it is. If you can guess what show it is, what song it is that I sing, attempt to sing anyway, let me put it that way, because this girl cannot sing for none in the world. I'm just saying, I can entertain you. Don't get me wrong. You'll be very entertained with my karaoke, okay? But doesn't mean that I can actually sing it. I'm just saying, okay? Let's see. Is that Evelyn? Hello, Evelyn. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. So one karaoke song, it's like my go-to, and that's it. I think everyone should have one karaoke song that they sing, that they like to sing, that they do pretty okay with, that they're decent with, that they know all the words and the medleys and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, that you can actually sing it without even the music playing. You know what I mean? Like, everyone should have that in their arsenal somewhere. Okay? Like, they really should. I'm just saying. So, let's see. Hola, Taina, ¿cómo estás? Yes, ¿cómo estás? Buenas noches, buenas noches. So, everybody, like I said, everybody should have at least one song in their arsenal. Okay, everyone should have it. Okay, I'm just saying. So find your go-to song, guys. For homework, I'm gonna give you homework. Okay, everyone should have their go-to karaoke song, and I want you to get it and then post it here in the chat. Taina, estamos hablando de karaoke. Okay, yo canto una canción, la única canción que canto cada vez que me invitan para hacer karaoke. Okay. No te la voy a decir, si la sabes perfecto, si no, está bien. Pero yo le estoy diciendo a ella que todo el mundo, todos de nosotros debemos tener por lo menos una canción que nosotros podemos cantar, y hago así porque de verdad I can't sing for nothing in the world, right? Yo no puedo cantar. Pero you should have a song. Debe de tener por lo menos una canción que por lo menos lo puedes hacer bien, right? So find your karaoke song. That is your homework for this weekend, okay? And let me know in the chat or send me a message, whatever. And for those of you watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify and iHeart, you guys can go ahead and do the same and send me a message with your karaoke song. And if you do a video, even better. Maybe we'll do a karaoke competition right here on the show. Like, if you guys send in your videos, why not? Like, let's just do something. Send us, you know what? Send us your karaoke videos this week, and we'll go ahead and we'll judge and we'll pick one as our show winner for the night. Karaoke star of the show. How about that? So, Diana says, sí, yo tengo mi himno también. See, she's got one too. You see, everybody should have one go-to song. Todos nosotros debemos de tener por lo menos una canción que lo podemos por lo menos cantar sin la música, o sea, sabemos todas las palabras, the melody, el ritmo, o sea, todo eso, right? So I have mine, you should have yours, okay? If you know which one is mine, send me a message. Si saben cuál es el mío, pónmelo ahí en mensaje también. All right, so that's your homework for tonight, okay? That is your homework. Let's see who else is tuning in. I can't see. Oh, Taina, yes, Taina's watching. Okay, so guys, I'm going to talk about Cardi B, okay? Cardi B has been in the media a lot. She's always in the media, right? Let's just be honest. Cardi B is always in the media. She's always got something going on, some type of drama in her life or whatever. She wouldn't be Cardi if it wasn't like that. Like let's be real, right? But she's actually now been promoting her brand new album. And what I like, so people can talk a lot of shit about Cardi B. They do. They're always talking about her, how she's ratchet, how she's this, and how she's that. But I happen to like Cardi B, okay? I happen to like Cardi B. And the reason I like Cardi B is because, and this is going to sound really messed up when I say it because I don't mean it like this, but I'm just going to say how it's going to sound, but it's not really how I mean it. Like, Cardi B is for the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not for the streets, but she's for the streets, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't mean she's being, sexually active out there. I mean, she does her business. I don't know her business like that. But I'm saying, like, she's, like, real. Like, you'll see her in the Bronx. Like, this, within this last week or so, like I said, she's been promoting her album. Right? And what she's been doing is she's been selling it in the street like a street vendor. I love it. I love the promo of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've ever been to New York, like, I'm a New York girl, I'm a Brooklyn girl, right? So when we go to the city, right? When we go to the city, right? You always see the street vendors. Back in the day, you used to have the guys pushing the CDs like, yo, this is my new album, this is my single, you know what I'm saying? And you would see that a lot in the city, you know what I mean? People trying to push their songs, their albums, and they would have them sold out in the street or have like all these little discs and they would try to sell them. That's how they were making their money and trying to get their song and their records out. She did this pretty much the same thing. If you watch some of the videos, she's in the street. She's got the blanket out on the floor, right? She's got her CDs out there. She's like, yo, this is my new album, and selling it just like if she was a street. But I love it. Okay, say what you want about Cardi B, but she didn't forget where she came from. And that I think is one of the things that I really like about her. She never forgot where she came from. And that is extremely important, right? So, and then she was out there. Hello, Pat, how are you? And then another thing that she did is she was out in Washington Heights this weekend, giving out sandwiches to the public, standing on the streetcars, right? And promoting her album. Again, like I said, she's for the streets. Like, she's a real one. That's all I have to say about that, right? So, I had this conversation today with somebody, and they were trying to compare Jennifer Lopez, which y'all know I'm so not a fan of her, right? You guys know that she's just not it for me. And Cardi B, because they're both from the Bronx. And I'm like, yeah, but tell me what J-Lo is doing for the Bronx. I'll wait. Not one person can ever answer me that question. All these J-Lo fans, right? But none of them can answer me the question of what is she doing for the Bronx? What is she doing for her community? She's not doing anything. I'll wait. I'll wait for somebody to tell me what she's doing. Cardi B's in the streets. Cardi B, she remembers where she came from. She's in the streets selling her album. She's doing it like she's a street vendor. Yes, she's got her money. She's got her this. She's got her house over here and all that stuff. But she doesn't forget where she came from, and she's in the streets doing her thing. Does she have security? I'm sure she has all types of security all over the place. Absolutely. But she never forgot where she came from. And that's one of the things, like I said, that I really do like about her. So wanted to throw that out there, because big shout out to Cardi B, because she does have her album that dropped recently, and everybody should go and check it out. Support her. I support her like she was up and coming, because she, she's promoting herself just like that. I mean, she knows that her records are going to sell. She knows her records are going to be played. She knows this, but she's still, still showing like, hey, I'm going to be out here just like y'all. And that's what I like about her. Respect that a lot. So that's all I got to say about Cardi B. Like I said, she's always in the media for some other drama, and we can hate her for whatever other reasons you want to hate her for. That is totally fine. But we have to put respect where it's due, right? And she is doing, she's for the people, like I said, and she's for the streets. So it sounds so bad when I say it, but I don't really mean it like that, So, but anyway, let me know your thoughts, good or bad, doesn't matter. The beauty about freedom of speech is that we can say what we want. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and it's just for us to discuss it and have conversation. Doesn't mean we need to argue and fight about it and lose friendships and families and things like that over our own opinions. Now, there's some probably, that we can probably say, we need to cut some ties somewhere along the way. But I think to have mature conversations is knowing that we're not always going to agree with everything. And I bring that up to talk about Charlie Kirk. Now, everybody, again, entitled to their own opinions. I respect everybody's opinion, good or bad, whatever your thoughts were about him, that's totally fine. That's on you. His assassination was just horrific. I'm not even going to lie and say that it wasn't. It was horrific. No one deserves to be assassinated. I don't condone death. I don't wish death upon anybody, no matter who they are, not even on my worst enemy. Well, maybe a few. No, I'm just kidding. No. But I don't wish death upon anybody, right? But there's been a lot of people arguing about it. There's been a lot of people arguing about some of the things that he has said. Some people are saying, some of those things that are being shared are being taken out of context. And that could be, right? But I think that, and I've seen so many people fighting on social media, so many people arguing, so many people just being divided over one man. One man who publicly gave his thoughts, opinions, and his beliefs, no matter whether you agreed with them or not. I'm not here to discuss whether you agree with what he was saying or not. It really doesn't matter to me what your beliefs are. Your beliefs are your beliefs. My beliefs are my beliefs. But what I'm saying is that everybody has been arguing about this. And I've seen friends, best friends, who've been best friends for years, just going at it back and forth, but like heated arguments, not even discussions and conversations. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we can, like I said, we can discuss, we can have a conversation, but to have a heated argument, like, you don't know what you're talking about, like, it's serious. I mean, it's to the point where I'm just like taking out my popcorn, like, hey, this is better than Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm watching all this unfold on social media, and I'm watching it like it's a show on Netflix, because literally it's what it is. It's a show. My show, right? The show. No, I'm just kidding. But it's very interesting, and it's sad because, I look at it and I'm like, I don't think that people should be fighting over. I think, like I said, everybody is so divided over the thoughts, beliefs, conversations, words, and of one man. Again, like I said, whether you believe if you followed him, didn't follow him, you believe what he said, didn't believe what he said, thought whatever you wanted to think about him. I have my own opinions, which I'm not even going to get into because it's irrelevant. The whole point is that arguing. We should not be divided, especially with the way the world is right now. Especially the way the United States is right now. Let me just put it like that. We are already divided in a sense. And to have this just divide us even more, when I feel like this is a time really that we should all be coming together. Again, just my thoughts and my opinions. But like I said, I'm watching, I'm reading, people just come. And the funny part, and I'm not going to get into politics, religion, or anything like that. Because again, everybody's entitled to their own beliefs, and you know, you believe what you believe, I believe what I believe, right? So, and that's totally fine. But what I find, I don't even know what the right word is to say, but what I find ironic, I guess that's the right word for it, is that so many people, right, who are saying, oh, you just mad, you just don't like him because you didn't, you know, you don't think like him or whatever, whatever. And again, that's fine. Are those same people who are spewing more hatred into the conversation? Does that make sense? I don't know if I worded that the right way, but it's those same people, and I'm not going to say whether they're Democrat, Republican, left, right, blue, black. I'm not saying any of that, okay? I'm just saying that it's, you know, certain people that are coming onto social media and talking about how much love or whatever this man was spreading, that he wasn't, you know, he wasn't hating on anybody, and he wasn't a racist, and he wasn't this, and he wasn't that, and he was a godly man, and he was religious, and all this kind of stuff, you know, and he, you know, followed Jesus Christ, and whatever the heck they're saying. But it's those same people who are coming out and saying all this hatefulness. And I'll give you an example. All right, I made one post, and I had a certain individual who came on there, basically called me an idiot, called me uneducated, said my parents were uneducated. This person doesn't even know. First of all, number one, this person does not know me personally, does not know my parents personally, does not know anything about me personally, but yet went and attacked me on social media. And I go like this because I laughed at it, and I'm going to tell you how I shut it down real quick. And spewed all this hate towards me, and I just did one sentence. I never mentioned a name. I didn't say anything. Just said one thing, right? And this person was like, and I said, and you know, telling me that I don't know what I didn't say anything. I said one thing, like I said, that I didn't know what I was talking about, that I need to do my research. So I came back at him real simple, because I know how to shut shit down real quick. And I said, the only thing I have to say to you, sir, is before you try to come for me, make sure you do your research. Because number one, I have a master's degree. And that's all I'm going to say about that. That's it. Because he went, like I said, doesn't know me, doesn't know anything about me, just came to my page and started commenting, right? And saying all these hateful things and literally trying to insult me. If I was someone else, I would have taken it, you know, offensively. But I know, right, how intelligent I am. I'm not worrying about you and your thoughts and your opinions, but I will let you know real quick. You know what I'm saying? Before you come at me, make sure you do your research. And that's all I told him. And then he went and he blocked me. I thought it was funny. So thank you. I love when the trash takes itself out, but it is what it is. Like I said, guys, whatever your thoughts and opinions, your beliefs, or whatever they are about this man, let them be your opinions. I don't think that we should be arguing and fighting and being more divided than what we are, all because of the thoughts of one man. I just don't. I think more than ever, we need to be united. And again, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to believe anything I'm saying. You can be like, this girl's an idiot. You can say whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. But like I said, we are all entitled to our opinions and beliefs, and that's mine. I don't think that we should be, you know, all this drama and controversy over one man. Granted, his death was horrific. You know, I do feel for his wife and his child. You know what I mean? I'm not saying anything about that. You know, because no one deserves to lose their life. No one. Doesn't matter who they are. No matter how much, whether they're spreading hate or not spreading hate, whether they're spreading love or not spreading love, no one deserves to have their life taken the way that his was taken, especially. So I don't condone that at all. But I also don't feel, you know, I think we should just really come together, guys. Like, keep your beliefs to your beliefs, but if you don't listen, if you don't agree with what somebody says, you know, hey, listen, I respect your opinion. That's what you believe, and this is what I believe. And that's it. Keep it moving. I've seen so many people losing people. Listen, even myself, I'm not going to lie to you. I've deleted some people because I didn't like what they were saying. Am I going to argue with that person? No, I'm just going to choose to not associate myself with that person. And these are people who are not my friends, just people who like kind of follow me on social media, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But if they're spreading things that I don't, that are very hateful, and again, you could post whatever you want. I'm not gonna go to your page and tell you what the fuck to post on your shit, because that's your page. Your page says your name. You do what you want with it. But I don't have to follow and watch it. Does that make sense? So there's some people that I did unfollow, and I didn't delete them. I didn't block them because that's childish to me, right? I just unfollowed. I don't want to see what their hateful words and thoughts are, so I just unfollowed them. And that's it. I didn't argue. I didn't fight. I didn't go on their page like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. You're an idiot. You're this, you're that. I didn't do any of that, because that shows a lack of maturity on your part as well when you do stuff like that. So Angie commented, she said, who was that? Girl, you need to get out of a rock and pay attention to what's going on social media. So yeah. If you don't know who that was, then girl, I don't know where the hell you've been at. I'm just saying, because that's mainstream media, girl, right now. Everybody is talking about it. So, but yeah, so that's all I have to say about that, guys. At the end of the day, this is supposed to be the United States of America. And the only way that we can make it great again, okay, and I'm going to do like this. The only way that we can make it great again is if we actually stand united. And that's just my thoughts and opinions on that. I think that the only time that we've been united at one point was 9/11, 24 years ago. Just saying. Oh, some guy. If you go to my post, you'll see it. He's still there, but he blocked me. He blocked me. I'm not gonna say his name here because he doesn't need to get the attention. But if you go to one of my posts, you'll see him there. Everyone, they've been going at it back and forth with him, and I'm just like, that's on y'all. But anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Whatever your beliefs are, they are. I'm not here to judge you. That's on you. But I don't, but I just don't want people to lose long-time friendships for just something as, I don't want to say insignificant, because it's not insignificant. That's not really the word I'm trying to use. But it should be minuscule in their own life, where it's not taking up more. It's not taking that much away. Like, it shouldn't divide you and your family and your friends. That should not be a reason. If that makes any sense. And I could just be talking shit out my ass. I don't fucking know. But I'm just saying, like, that's just how I see it. Let me see. We got some comments here. Everyone knows who the other person was. No need to say that. A lot of crazy people posted. Yes, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. There's been so many posts, and I'm just like, wow. First of all, to be 100% honest with you, I've never even heard of who he was. I didn't know who the hell Charlie Kirk was until his assassination. That I had to Google. I had to be like, who the fuck is Charlie Kirk? And then I had to Google. And then I watched some of his videos. And I started formulating my own thoughts and opinions. And I'm like, my thing is this. And I'm just going to, we don't get into politics or religion here. But I'm going to say this one thing, and then I'm going to end the conversation, okay? No matter what religion you follow, it doesn't matter if you're, and Angie and I have talked about this plenty of times. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian, if you're Catholic, if you're Jewish, if you're a Muslim, it does not matter. It does not matter what religion you follow for yourself, okay? It doesn't matter. What matters is how you treat people. Because at the end of the day, you can't go around and call yourself a Christian or whatever you want to call yourself, do mean and hateful things and say mean and hateful things, and then say, because it's in the Bible. It's hypocritical. And that's all I'm going to say about that. You can't, I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm just not even going to say anything else. You know, like I said, I did not know who he was until his assassination, and then I had to Google and started watching videos, doing my own research, went his Instagram, went his YouTube, and just started following and listening, and some of the things that he's saying, and then he's throwing the, you know, the Jesus at you, and God at you, and the Bible at you, and you're like, wait, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that is what it is. Now I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna discuss it anymore. But my final thought, Angie has a comment here. I also learned about him the day he passed. I also started to see his video and learn about him and the thoughts and videos. Hold on, let me see what else you wrote there. Hold on. Correct. I also learned about him the day that he passed. I also searched his videos and learned about him, thought the videos and not the people's comments. Exactly. And it's true, people. Go and do your research and formulate your own opinion about Charlie Kirk and who he was and what he stood for. And don't listen to anybody else or anybody's other's opinions. Just go and do your own research. Formulate your own opinion and let it be your own thought. That's it. You know? I think people are easily influenced by others, and I think we need to be more, you know, thoughtful of ourselves. Knowing that everything online is not real, words could be added to a post. Not only words can be added to a post, but they could be taken out of context, right? Like I said earlier, some things, or they could be just one part of a video and not a whole video. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Or just take what they need for their own advantage, where however they want to use it for. Does that, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Listen, it's happened to me when I was at, I'm going to tell you, this is a true story. I worked at a radio, well, y'all know that I worked on a couple of different radio stations. So one of the last radio stations that I worked at, as an on-air talent, I did this whole thing, and I just like I'm doing now, like we were just talking and it was being recorded and stuff like that. They took one clip of what I said, one clip, and they kept playing it over and over and over on the radio. And I'm like, that's not even what I said. Like, I said that, but it had like a whole nother, like, rest of the sentence to go with it. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't take this. It didn't matter. Not like I got in trouble or anything like that. But I'm just saying, like, they took. It's easy to take one clip and just post that instead of just, okay, here's the whole thing. Because when you hear the whole thing, it makes a different. You get a different thought of it instead of you just hearing one thing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, or they can mix up the words, or they can mix up the sound bite. You know, there's a lot of different things that can be done. So that's why I said, guys, do your research, formulate your own opinions and your own thoughts, find out for yourself who he was, what was he about, what he believed in, and all that. And then, you know, have your own thought on him. Like I said, formulate your own thought on him. And then you decide whether you know, how you feel about him. That's it. That's all I got to say about that. But I don't think you should be arguing with the other one. And just, listen, at the end of the day, you have to do your own research. That's it. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, so guys, we got a few more minutes left. For this weekend, what am I doing this weekend? Am I even doing anything? I'm thinking about going to the Bucks game. I'm being 100% honest. I might go to a football game. I'm not sure. I'm really debating on going this Sunday. There is a football game. The Bucks are playing. I don't know who the hell they're playing, but let's see. Angie writes, all I know, a lot of people can't take the truth. I guess because we're from Brooklyn and we talk straightforward. Our favorite word is don't act like a little bitch when they can't take the truth. Right? It's just you just never know, you know. Don't be easily influenced by other people except me, you know. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. But, you know, like I said, guys, you know, so unfortunately he lost his life. I do feel, you know, I do feel for his wife and his children. You know, they lost the father, they lost a husband, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it is what it is, you know. So it's unfortunate. I just don't want, like I said, the whole reason I'm bringing this up is because I don't want to see people losing their longtime friends and stuff like that because of the thoughts of one man. And like I said, you can have one opinion, you can have the other, and that's fine, but you shouldn't be arguing about it. Because to me, if you guys are arguing about it, then you guys are maybe we're not really friends to begin with. I said what I said. Now, don't take that soundbite and turn it into something completely different, okay? I'm just saying. Oh, man. I'm just kidding. But anyway, guys, like, you know, it's been real. So, like I said, I'm giving you guys homework. I want to know what everybody's karaoke song. I need everybody to send a snippet of them singing some karaoke. I posted mine the other day. So, I need everybody to send in a snippet of themselves doing karaoke. And we will pick a winner for next week and see where that goes. May not go anywhere, but that's what we're going to do for next week. We do have an artist that will be coming. We are working on his dates. It may be next Monday. It might be the following Monday. But we are going to have an up-and-coming. Now, check this out. I want to talk controversy. An R&B black country singer. I don't even know if I described him the right way, but he's a country artist, a black country artist who sings country music with an R&B twist. Something like that. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but he's an interesting character, and he has great music, and we're going to be interviewing him. We're working on getting his schedule together, whether it's this Monday or the following. And he will be ready to do the show. We may do it live. We may do it, with video, but we'll have to test it out first to make sure everything works well. But yeah, so, Cam Christensen, Cam Christian. Let me make sure I'm saying it right. I don't want to mess up his name. I posted some of his videos on my Instagram, so make sure you guys can go ahead and check that out. Let me make sure. Yes, Cam Christian. I wanted to make sure I was saying it right. Cam Christian is going to be our upcoming artist, whether it's this upcoming week, or the following. So look out for him. I'll post one of his videos up on our show as well on the page so that you guys can start becoming familiar with him. He's an amazing artist, up and coming, and I really can't wait to see how his career, where his career goes from here on out, because he's doing great things. His album, new single just came out June 27th, and he's just working on another new single right now. So we will have him on the show as well. So, but yeah, shout out to Cam Christian doing his thing. And yeah, Angie, when do you come back? I'll let her answer that. Like I said, I honestly don't have nothing going. I may go to a Tampa game, and that's it. I may go watch the Bucks play, and that's it. If you've ever been to the Bucks stadium, it's such a pretty stadium. I really do like going to that stadium. First of all, it's red. Y'all know I love the color red, so right there alone, that should tell you something. But yeah, I may do that this Sunday. I'm not sure yet, but if something else comes up, let me know. Let me know what's going on, even though I know there's a lot of things going on in the Orlando area, but let me know for sure what you guys got going on this weekend. And yeah, let's take it from there. All right, guys, let me see. She's coming home. You're coming home now? Is that what you're trying to say? You're on your way now? Okay, good. She's on her way now. I think that's what she's trying to say. So, but yeah, so with that being said, guys, like I said, make sure you tune into our upcoming episodes. We'll have Cam Christian on. And yeah, just listen, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. And with that being said, Angie I just got home. I'm back from okay. And that's this Thursday. Gotcha. All right, well, we wish you well on that. And hopefully everything goes well on Thursday. Keep us posted, keep us updated. And with that being said, guys, you already know your girl Nina Rock is out. Love, peace, and hair grease. Bye. And maybe we'll see Angie next week if everything goes well. If not, the following. Bye, guys.